Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look at how to schedule and take the mock Mathlathon. So when you registered for Mathlathon, you would have received an email like this. Your Mathlathon account has been set up, your name and all that phone number. And this is the parent account section. And below that, you'll see the student account, right? So to log into Mathlathon, you will need to use the information in the student account portion, right? The parent account is primarily provided so that you are updated on when the reports are published and other things. But to take Mathlathon, you need to log in as a student. So pick the information that's provided in the student account details and go to mathlathon.org. Click on the login button on the top right corner. I have a username and password that I have entered here. I'm just going to click on login. So when I click on login, I'm taken to the Mathlathon dashboard, right? So in this, you're basically seeing the key dates. So you can take the mock Mathlathon, for example, on January 30th. The reports for mock Mathlathon will be published on this website on January 31st. You need to log in with the same username and password, and you'll be able to see the reports. You can also schedule the final Mathlathon time slots from February 1st and take the Mathlathon challenge on February 6th, and the reports will be published on February 8th. Right now, you can see that Mathlathon 2022 mock test, the button here is disabled. You will not be able to take the mock Mathlathon challenge right now. The way to take the mock Mathlathon challenge, you need to schedule a time slot, right? To schedule a time slot, you can click on the schedule. I have already scheduled a time slot, so it's asking me to reschedule. So when I go into schedule time slot, I'll see all the different time slots available. Okay, so you can pick any time slot right from midnight 12 a.m. On 30th to midnight 12 a.m. on 31st. The entire 24 hours on January 30th, you can pick any time slot, and all these time slots are divided into 15-minute intervals, right? You can pick any time slot, right? And the meaning of this time slot is that you need to log in and start your test between these times. Okay, it doesn't mean that you need to complete the challenge between these times. You just need to log in and make sure that you start your challenge. The actual duration of the test will be anywhere between 45 minutes to 90 minutes depending on your grade. For lower grades, it's more like 45 minutes, and for higher grades, it goes all the way up to 90 minutes, right? So you need to just schedule a time slot. We have created these time slots just to make sure that um, we are able to manage the number of students taking at any point of time, right? So you can click on morning, afternoon. You can see the different time slots, and whatever is a convenient time slot for you, just click on that and click on schedule. Okay, so that's how you schedule your time slot. And once you schedule your time slot, it will show up here. It says that you are scheduled to take the challenge at 5 p.m. So what happens is when you log in at 5 p.m. on January 30th, this button will get enabled. The start mock button will get enabled. You can click on that button and start the Mathlathon challenge. Okay, how does the actual challenge look like? To get an idea of how the test actually looks like, be sure to take a sample Mathlathon. So on the top, you see a menu called sample. You can click on it, and this is how the actual challenge looks like. There will be 22 questions. The first 10 questions will typically be straightforward grade level questions. The next 6 questions will be more of application of mathematics. The following 4 questions will be based on logical reasoning, and the last 2 questions will be what we call as think tank. So, testing the higher order thinking skills, right? And when you're taking the challenge, you can select any option. So, all these questions are multiple choice questions. Once you select the correct option, once you select an option, you can click on save and next to move to the next question. And at any point of time, if you want to take more time for a certain question, you can always click on review later and then come back to it. So any question that you've said to be review later will show up in orange, right? Be sure to come back once you answer all the questions. Come back to all the questions that you have marked as orange. spend more time, answer those questions. So once you answer a question, once you select an option and click on save and next, you see that the color of that question changes to green. That means you have already answered that question, right? And once you answer 22 questions, it will give you an option to submit, right? So you can just submit, and that's how your that's the process for taking the Mathlathon, right? Now coming back to dashboard, right? There are a few things that you can do. You can also go into preferences. Your name is shown here in the profile, right? Make sure that your name is spelled correctly. If it is not, just click on edit name and make sure your name gets spelled correctly. Make sure your grade is correct. You can set the parent email. You can set your school name. So you cannot change the school name. This is the school name as you would have provided at the time of registration. If you need to change your school name, if you didn't have the spellings correct, be sure to send a mail to support@mathbuddyonline.com with your actual school name, and we will correct it. We will change it from the back end. You can also change your password by clicking on the password button. So if you find that the password that we sent when you registered is little too complicated, you just click on change password and you can set a new password that's more comfortable for you, right? So these things are all available from within the preference menu under your name on the top right, right? So that's about how to go about taking the Mathlathon challenge. And once you finish your mock Mathlathon, um, the next day the reports will be available from within this portal, and you can follow the same process for scheduling the real Mathlathon to be held on February 6th, right? One important thing, in case you miss the time slot that you selected or you want to change the time slot at any point of time, right? You can always log in here and click on reschedule, right? And you can pick any other time slot. Okay, I picked 5 p.m. before. It's not comfortable for me. I can change it to 7 p.m., right? And just click on schedule, right? So you can reschedule your time slot till the time you actually take the mock Mathlathon or the Mathlathon, right? If you want to see the topics for your grade, you click on the topics for the challenge, and this shows all the different topics for your particular grade, right? So these are the topics from where the questions will be given as part of Mathlathon. Okay, so that's how you take the mock Mathlathon and the actual Mathlathon. If you have any questions, you can always write to us at support@mathbuddyonline.com.